Rebels.com joined by 2022 four-star quarterback Tanner Bailey from Gordo, Alabama. Probably the biggest surprise right now for me is you guys have the connection speed in Gordo, Alabama to kind of actually do these kind of video interviews, man. I mean, I've been through there many times, man, to see guys like you and some of your teammates in the past or former Gordo players in the past. And there's not a lot in Gordo, Alabama. So I'm very happy to say I can speak with you through video with the connection speed you have at your home. That's all joking. But joking aside, man, it's been probably a memorable 24-hour period for you. Alabama offered you first on May 4th. Roughly 24 hours or so later, Auburn offers you on May 5th. You might remember Cinco de Mayo 2020 for the rest of your life. You know, obviously, talk about what this time frame's been like. Talking to Nick Saban, talking to Gus Malzahn, getting these kind of offers.
Man, it's been really awesome. You know, it's been a blessing. You know, growing up in the South, it really has been, you know, like a dream come true. Especially, you know, Auburn and Alabama. You know, that's all you hear. Because, I mean, I'm 20 minutes from Tuscaloosa. And so, you know, that's all you hear, you know, friends, family. And so it really has been truly the coolest thing ever, you know, to just have the opportunity to play football at both schools.
Take us through those phone calls. Let's start. Alabama was first. So talk about kind of what was going through your mind as Saban was talking to you, what he was saying, and then go into Gus Malzahn and kind of what he was doing and what he said as well.
Coach Saban, first off, my head coach got in contact with me and told me that Bama had wanted me to contact them, and so I called up one of their assistants and they put me on the phone with Coach Saban, and we started talking about, you know, what I've been doing during the pandemic and some stuff like that, and then we started talking about a little bit of football, and then he offered me, and the rest of the phone call I was kind of in a daze, and so but that was really cool. You know, even though I have grown up an Auburn fan, you know, still Alabama, you know, you have to have respect for them. You have to have respect for Coach Saban and everything that they've done over there. So that one really hit home too, even though, you know, I have grown up an Auburn fan. And then at Auburn, that was really cool too, because like I said, you know, growing up an Auburn fan my whole entire life, my dad playing there, and you know, having season tickets, you know, you remember stuff as a kid. And so when I got on the phone with Coach Malzahn, he started talking about, you know, obviously what I've been doing the pandemic. And then he started talking about, you know, that they were going to have me on campus during the spring and possibly the summer some. And so, but he said, you know, that with all this stuff being canceled, they wanted to go ahead and, you know, offer me just because, you know, that they saw my film and they really liked it and Coach Morris liked it. And, you know, they didn't want to really get behind. And so, so they both pulled the trigger, and, you know, I'm just really happy.
You know, you mentioned you were 20 minutes from Tuscaloosa. We'll talk about that offer in a second. But you spoke on, you know, having that family connection. Your father played at Auburn, season tickets growing up. You've been there countless times for games, for visits. You know a lot about, you know, Auburn football, the history, the community. What does this offer really mean? I mean, I guess, has it sunken in for you that you have a chance to play at the school you grew up, you know, cheering for, and where your father played?
I just cut out on you. Could you repeat that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, what basically, in short, what does this offer mean? You had the family connection. You've been around that program, been there on the plains too many times to count. Season tickets. You know about the community, the tradition, the history. What has it sunken in? What's this mean to you?
It's really a childhood dream, you know, come true. I mean, like I said, season tickets, you know, I grew up, you know, War Eagle, War Eagle, War Eagle. And so, so it really is, you know, I got a little emotional earlier, not really because, you know, Auburn, you know, now looking as a business decision, you know, I still want to weigh my options, but at the same time, you know, that kid in me comes out a little bit. And, you know, loving Auburn so much as a kid, you know, it really just, I don't even know what to say. It's awesome to have the opportunity to play there.
If you take the kid out of you, even though you're still, you know, I guess technically finishing up your sophomore year right now, online school and stuff like that, what we're going through, I mean, it's the time that, you know, your kids down the road will read about in history books, you know, what we're living through right now with the coronavirus. But taking the kid, the childhood favorite out of it, as a recruit, what do you like about Auburn?
I really like, I really like the coaching staff. I like Coach Malzahn. I like Coach Morris. I've seen what Coach Morris has done at other schools like Clemson. I know his son's a really good quarterback, and I know that it's kind of funny. But at the same time, I like what Coach Morris has done in other schools, stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see what he does this year. And but also, Auburn's been home since I was young. So, I mean, that's going to play a little bit of a part, because, it hits home sometimes. But, yeah, like I said, I'm really interested to see what Coach Morris does with the offensive, the offensive system and the play calling this year, and what him and Coach Malzahn do this year.
With Alabama, you've been there double-digit times for games, visits, so on. So you have a great feel for Tuscaloosa and what they do there football-wise as well. Talk about Alabama and what are some things that stand out to you about the Crimson Tide?
Well, obviously, the winning tradition. I think that's one thing that everybody respects Alabama so much for, which obviously ties into Coach Saban. I mean, arguably the greatest college football coach. Well, I'll go ahead and say it, probably the greatest college football coach to ever live. And so I think that's really cool. But I think I love Coach Sarkisian. I love what they're doing down there. They're developing quarterbacks. Tua, obviously, Jalen. Even though Jalen did transfer, I mean that they're still developing kids, and so I really got a lot of respect for them, and obviously living so close, I can go over there as many times as I want to, and they'll open me they'll welcome me, and so I'm just ready to get back on campus at both schools.
Obviously it's still early for you. I mean, you have offers from schools like LSU, Georgia, Michigan, other top programs as well. We see people, recruits committing earlier and earlier. I mean, obviously you're just a sophomore. Quarterbacks sometimes go earlier too because of the numbers there. Schools take one every now and then, try to sign two in one class, especially now with the transfer portal and guys leaving all the time. What's your plan moving forward? I mean, are you a guy that could see yourself committing, early in the process? Is one of these offers one of those that would, kind of make you think about committing real soon? Or what does this mean as far as affecting your recruitment moving forward?
I think that I've told a bunch of people this. Right now, I'm just going to take it one day at a time. I don't have a specific day to commit or anything like that. I know for sure it'll be after this season. So I wouldn't expect anything anytime soon. I want to get, as many, all the coaches that are interested in me and, that would give me the opportunity to play for them. I want to get all those in, weigh all my options, and then start narrowing down when I think that I have all my options.
You've admitted, I mean, how much does being the Auburn fan, or how much will it play into this, if at all? Is that something that you completely try to push aside the best that you can and make somewhat like a business decision? Or will that Auburn fan, I know it'll always be there, but how much will that play into maybe even help Auburn with you moving forward?
Well, right now I'm kind of on cloud nine, but once I start to settle down, calm down a little bit, I'm just going to go back to what I've always said, that business decision, like you said. And so, in the next few days when I start calming down, I'll probably get my head back on right. And so I'm going to try and just make a decision, after junior season, and just I'll try to keep the fanboy out of me. But, I mean, obviously a little bit will probably play into that, but at the same time, I'm going to try to make it as business as possible.
I guess kind of finishing up with you, Tanner, what are some things? You talk about watching, getting on campuses this fall, watching games, stuff like that. Hopefully we all have a fall, of football and stuff like that. But if all does work out that way, there's a normal season here in 2020, you can take trips, you can visit schools, watch the offenses play. Well, what are some things you're going to be evaluating as you go through this season and trying to make that decision after your junior season?
Well, I think one of the main things that I look at is, the play calling and the offensive style. Obviously, there's a bunch of different, there's different types of quarterbacks. And so I think I'm, a thrower first, but, I'm athletic enough to extend the play. And so, I want to go to an offense that, that fits me and, that I'm going to be successful in. There are some guys that may be more successful in different offenses. And so, I just want to, keep my eyes open to all the offenses. And so, start looking, seeing, which ones I would fit in best at.
Hey, great stuff. I know we'll be talking a whole lot more moving forward. Tanner, again, on the back end of your sophomore year, An exciting, basically 24-hour period for you and your household. Alabama first, Auburn next. One of the top quarterbacks in the 2022 class, man. Congrats on the offers, Tanner. Thanks for your time.
Yes, sir.